but I want to, on behalf of myself, and I think on behalf of a majority of the American people, say that, our word is good. It's also important that we look at the entire global situation. There's no doubt that we have other problems with Iran, but personally, I'd rather deal with the other problems having put that lid on their nuclear program than still to be facing that. And Donald never tells you what he would do. Would he have started a war? Would he have bombed Iran? If he's going to criticize a deal that has been very successful in giving us access to Iranian facilities that we never had before.
Let me see if I can bring it up somehow.
What his alternative would be, but it's like his plan to defeat ISIS. He said it's a secret plan, but the only secret is that he has no plan. More precise in how we talk about these issues. People around the world follow our presidential campaigns so closely, trying to get hints about what we will do. Can they rely on us? Are we going to lead the world with strength and in accordance with our values? That's what I intend to do. I intend to be a leader of our country that people can count on, both here at home and around the world, to make decisions that will further peace and prosperity, but also stand up to bullies, whether they're...
Follow me on Twitter if you want to see something cool pop up.
Those who would try to destabilize
on Twitch.
The world, to interfere with American interests and security, to be given any opportunities at all.
That's the one thing I'd like to say. Very quickly. I will go very quickly, but I will tell you that Hillary will tell you to go to her website and read all about how to defeat ISIS, which she could have defeated by never having it, get going in the first place. Right now, it's getting tougher and tougher to defeat them because they're in more and more places, more and more states, more and more nations.
Mr. Trump.
And it's a big problem. And as far as Japan is concerned, I want to help all of our allies.
Man.
But we are losing billions and billions of dollars. We cannot be the policemen of the world. We cannot protect countries all over the world where they're not paying us what we need.
We have just a few final
She doesn't
questions.
say that because she's got no business ability. We need
Oh, my God.
a lot of things, but you have to have some basic ability. And sadly, she doesn't have that. All of the things that she's talking about could have been taken care of during the last 10 years, let's say, while she had great power, but they weren't taken care of. And if she
Great power comes great responsibility.
This year, Secretary Clinton became the first woman nominated for president by a major party. Earlier this month, you said she doesn't have, quote, a presidential look. She's standing here right now. What did you mean by that?
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina. I said she doesn't have the stamina. And I don't believe she does have the stamina. To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
The quote was,
You have, wait a minute, let she ask me a question. Did you ask me a question? You have to be able
This dude.
to negotiate.
He's funny, though.
You have to be able to negotiate. That's right. With Japan, with Saudi Arabia. I mean, can you imagine we're defending Saudi Arabia, and with all of the money they have, we're defending them and they're not paying? All you have to do is speak to them. Wait, you have so many different things you have to be able to do, and I don't believe that Hillary has the stamina.
Let's let her respond.
Wow.
Well, as soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of dissidents, an opening of new opportunities in nations around the world, or even spends 11 hours testifying in front of a congressional committee, he can talk to me about stamina.
The world.
Oh.
Let me tell you.
Oh.
It has experience, but it's bad experience.
What?
She's made so many bad deals during the last. So she's got experience, that I agree, but it's bad experience. Whether it's the Iran deal that you're so in love with, where we gave them $150 billion back, whether it's the Iran deal, whether it's anything you can name, you almost can't name a good deal. I agree. She's got experience, but it's bad experience. And this country can't afford to have another 4 years of that kind of experience.
We are at the final.
Ah, shit, the crowd is unloose.
He tried to switch from looks to stamina. But this is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs.
Damn, here we go.
Someone who has said pregnancy is an inconvenience to employers. Who has said women don't deserve equal pay unless they do as good a job as men. And one of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He loves beauty contests, supporting them and hanging around them.
Oh, he's on Miss Universe?
He called this woman Miss Piggy.
Wow.
Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
it?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
it?
Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good. Let me just tell you.
Mr. Trump, just take 10 seconds and then we have a final question.
Hillary is hitting me with tremendous commercials. Some of it said an entertainment. Some of it said somebody who's been very vicious to me, Rosie O'Donnell. I said very tough things to her, and I think everybody would agree that she deserves it, and nobody feels sorry for her.
Wow.
You want to know the truth? I was going to say
you hear that crowd groan?
Rough to Hillary, to her family, and I said to myself,
forget it.
I just can't do it. It's inappropriate. It's not nice. But she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on negative ads on me, many of which are absolutely untrue. They're untrue and they're misrepresentations. And I will tell you this, Lester, it's not nice, and I don't deserve that. But it's certainly not a nice thing that she's done. It's
this is so dumb.
Millions of ads, and the only gratifying thing is I saw the polls come in today, and with all of that money, over $200 million is spent, and I'm either winning or tied, and I spent practically nothing.
One of you will not win this election. So my final question to you tonight, are you willing to accept the outcome as the will of the voters? Secretary Clinton?
Well, I support our democracy. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I certainly will support the outcome of this election. And I know Donald's trying very hard to plant doubts about it, but I hope the people out there understand this election's really up to you. It's not about us so much as it is about you and your families and the kind of country and future you want.
So
I sure hope you will get out and vote.
give me a candidate that's worth voting for.
Mr. Trump, very quickly, same question. Will you accept the outcome as the will of the voters?
I want to make America great again.
Yeah.
We are a nation that is seriously troubled. We're losing our jobs. People are pouring in to our country. The other day, we were deporting 800 people, and perhaps they passed the wrong button. They pressed the wrong button, or perhaps, worse than that,
The fuck
it was
is he
corruption. But these people that we were going
What
to
is this
deport
man
for good
talking
reason
about?
ended up becoming citizens.
What the fuck is he talking about for real?
800, and now it turns out it might be 1,800, and they don't even know.
Will you accept
Look,
the
here's
outcome
the
of the
stuff.
election?
I want to make America great again. I'm going to be able to do it. I don't believe Hillary will. The answer is if she wins, I will absolutely support it.
All right. Well,
What?
that is going to do it for us. That concludes our debate for this evening. A spirited one. We covered a lot of ground, not everything, as I suspected we wouldn't. The next presidential debates are scheduled for October 9th at Washington University in St. Louis and October 19th at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The conversation will continue. A reminder, the vice presidential debate is scheduled for October 4th at Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia. My thanks to Hillary Clinton and to Donald Trump and to Hofstra University for hosting us tonight. Good night, everyone.
And the first presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump ends with a handshake.
Why Hillary be looking like the Kool-Aid man?
Between the two. Going into the debate, we wondered whether they could treat each other with respect, even though they loathed one another. And it worked for about 89 minutes, but in these last few minutes, things really...
Oh, there's Bill right there.
John Dickerson is joining us here tonight. John, what did you say?
Yeah, at the end there, I wasn't sure they were going to do the shaking of the hands. You know, throughout the evening, Donald Trump on a couple of big themes.
Here's my... Let me give you my reaction to it. Like, I woke up in the middle... I woke up while it was happening, and I was going to live stream, but I was like, nah, fuck it, because... Whenever I wake up, my eyes look like really puffy or whatever. So, and there's not much I can really say about it, but yo, what up, AA Bomb? So here's, hold on, let me turn this off a bit. I think the one thing we all have to understand is they're trying so bad to hype this shit up. The media outlets like a WWE pay-per-view event and shit. Like let's not forget what's really what the networks, what everybody's trying to do. It's really a TV show. It's really just buy rates, trying to sell advertising, trying to get you to tune in. I noticed immediately after the rhetoric that they were talking about, the rhetoric they were kind of talking, the rhetoric that they were using is about like how they loathe each other, or they really are going to hate each other. And there, I'm talking about the media here, is trying to feed into the fact that it is like a fight there, like WWE style. Who do I support? Neither one. If I could, if I really believed that there was an alternative party that even had a chance, I'd be voting for them. Who am I going to end up voting for? I don't know. I mean, if anything, this is really a lesser of two evils situation. And to give you my opinion of the way I'm looking from the outside, you know, we talk about politics every day in my class. I particularly have a student that is very invested in um, this debate right now, and she's watching it. And the reason I'm watching it mainly is because I need to have a discussion with her about it, and we're gonna have a lecture and talk about it. So I need to actually watch this for work, and it's very interesting to see on some sides Hillary, uh, and this is me kind of speaking partially my opinion, but also partially I think what Japan kind of feels, or at least my students, what they kind of feel is Hillary seems nice, but has so much history on her that she's very hard to trust. Um, Donald Trump is painted as crazy, but at the same time, I try to remind my students that you can't ignore that he actually does have a very committed following. Sometimes his following is extremely racist and crazy, but there's also a bit of a nationalistic approach to where Donald Trump is coming from. And if you look at what's going on with the rest of the world, there seems to be that seems to be the trend right now. Excuse me. The UK is separating from the EU. Japan, excuse me, is re-strengthening their constitution in terms of strengthening their military power. So there's a very nationalistic key role going on in Japan as well. There's another country that just did something very similar as well. But everybody seems to be going into a very nationalistic type of mode and kind of blocking out a lot of what they're wanting to, like the international relations more. They're trying to just cut things down and strengthen more and more their own borders. And so when I look at it in that approach, I wonder to myself, like, okay, um, like maybe what Donald Trump is saying isn't all that crazy. Yeah, I still agree. A lot of it is just spitting and like talking and talking just to get people riled up. And I think Hillary made a good point about that. You know, his beginning of his political campaign was a whole ridiculous birther movement. Though maybe, maybe a little bit of nationalistic nationalism might be what we need. I don't know. I really don't know. I would be very disappointed if I lose the access to military bases here in Japan if suddenly all the pulling back and then I couldn't watch movies on time. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I like my thing. I kind of feel like my thing right now, as a person, as a human, my feeling is I almost feel like out of spite, I'd want, as in, this is just me coming as a person, as someone who has watched Barack Obama being president for 8 years and seeing all the shit he gets and all the hate and all the critique and like everybody just really plotting, begging for him to fail. I almost feel like just out of spite, I would like Trump to win just to just see, okay, well, this is what you wanted, right? This is the complete opposite of Barack Obama. This is exactly the kind of person you wanted as a president. Have fun, not none of my business. And it is a bit selfish in my regards to think like that because I'm so far away from the issues going on. But sometimes I get kind of frustrated about that. Like, you know, no matter who wins, you're gonna have a side. Well, I feel like when as Barack is president, the opposite side was so intent on ruining his presidency for the last 8 years. It's just frustrates me because it doesn't seem like it's a side that would want to. That's not the party of no, basically. So it's kind of like, okay, well, whatever, here, you try. But then the realistic side of me sort of starts to kick in, and I start to think to myself, um, well, that's not what you do when you have a party of no. When you have a bunch of people telling you it's wrong, you don't hand them the keys to the car and let them drive. You don't let them win that particular way. Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with the Republican Party. Like, honestly, I can't remember a time when they weren't always saying no, but I'm sure there was a particular side. And who knows? Maybe Donald Trump, like Brighton is saying, uh, maybe Donald Trump is just playing the game. He's the Game of Thrones basically of the political system. Like he's playing the game and he's playing to win. He may not really be a true Republican, but he's playing the game enough that he's got on that party format. So I honestly don't like either one of these candidates, and it's frustrating that we are being pushed into that particular side. Who's talking now? Oh, they're just talking about who won. So, I don't know. I think internationally Hillary is better. And this is without really knowing fully all the facts. I can't really make I don't think anyone can really make an intelligent call on this unless you follow this all day. Um, but what I will say is, I think I think Hillary would have a better international appeal, and more countries would be willing to work with her. But I also think that Donald does have an edge on nationalism and being a little more in tune with, I wouldn't say the common man, but at least in his demographic and his particular followers, his particular people, has a better idea of what they want. I'm not saying that's good or bad, and a lot of times it's very bad. because it was weird watching him talk about blacks and minorities and Hispanics was very weird because I'm like, who the hell is this guy now compared to what we've been hearing the last couple of months every time he got on the podium and on the stage? I'm like, what happened to Donald Trump? Where's the real Donald Trump right now? Would the real Donald Trump please stand up? Right? So that's why I really don't like watching these debates. And I prefer watching the fact checking versions of the debates. And I can't wait till all of those are compiled and released online. That's the kind of shit I'd rather be watching right now. Because I really like, it's so easy to believe that something is true when people are on a grand forum saying it. You guys know what I mean? So I guess that's my parting advice to you guys today is don't believe everything you read in the papers, son. Don't believe everything you see in a tweet. Don't believe everything you see in a debate or hear. Because just because somebody says it doesn't mean it's true. The debates, this debate to me is worse than some of the YouTube beef out there. The only difference is that it's done in a different format. So it's just all these facts are spewing left and right, and since nobody really has a full-fledged idea of how the system works, we just kind of take it at base value. I'm tired, guys. So I hope my opinion on this debate sort of helps you out a bit. I will be making some videos fairly soon. Dante comes over tomorrow, and we're gonna finally watch the honest trailer for Civil War, and I think everything wrong with Civil War. I I wanted to watch Civil War one time before the honest trailer, so it doesn't mess up my judgment. But instead, I rented Guardians of the Galaxy instead. It doesn't, ironically, it doesn't hold me as much as uh, it used to. Like, it's weird. I think that it, I don't know, it's not as strong as it used to be, for me, anyways. I I was eating cookies, yeah, instead. But, anyways, I'll probably watch Civil War sooner than later. Just to give you guys an update on the Elgato, it's working. As you can see, well, actually, this isn't. This is kind of the result of using OBS plus Twitch alerts. I'm using Twitch alerts right now, but I'm not using the Elgato. But uh, I can do the game capture on the Mac, but I can't add in the Twitch alerts, which is frustrating. So then I tried doing the game capture through a window on this OBS, but it's not smooth. So I'm still playing around with it. We're very close to getting to that point where I want to get the feeling. I want to get the feeling of the full-fledged show, radio, television, talk show that I had always wanted, but it's going to still take some time, slowly but surely. I'm getting rid of my desk. Actually, I ordered a couch because I have a friend coming this Friday. One of my best friends. He's visiting for 5 days. So I was also going to tell you guys, get ready because I'm gonna try to do a live streaming power hour with you guys one of these nights with the homie, and we'll probably do 90s music or something like that, and we'll get wasted. Should be a lot of fun, so I invite you guys to join us on that. I'll get a couch. Gonna get rid of the desk. It's a little too big. Filming at the YouTube studios again this Thursday probably. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up, guys. So reactions, some interviews coming up. We might have a very, very big unboxing this Thursday. Maybe something's arriving from the States this Thursday. I'm not sure what it is, but it might just be something regarding YouTube and 100,000 subscribers, which would be very fast because most people, I notice it takes a lot longer for them to get it, but mine is coming very, very soon, I've noticed. A little more than a month, right? Since I crossed that milestone. So I'm not sure. It might be that. It may not be that. I'm not sure. We got a few other things coming up, guys, so it'll all be good. Greg Alba in a box. No. You guys take care of yourselves. Thanks for rapping with me a little bit about this debate. Remember, if you are eligible to vote for this presidential election, just try. I guess try to look at all the facts and the fact checking, if anything, right? And really just try to vote not just with your heart, but intelligently in terms of who's going to be the best for the country. Not necessarily, and I know this is the hardest thing to do, not necessarily for your own personal interests, but the interests as a country. And for that, I think you need to balance the economical standpoint of where the country is at, as well as the social change that the country needs as well. There's a big difference between sometimes what we want and sometimes what the country needs. And, not only just futurists can see that. I believe that everybody, if they try hard enough, they can sort of look to the future and see what the country needs. And sometimes it's very hard. So I think it's in its best effort sometimes. It's in our best interest sometimes not to vote with emotion and just try to vote and try to vote with intelligence, I suppose. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for rapping with me. We'll talk again soon. Take care, guys. Peace.